This video, we're going to solve linear equations. This video is going to cover problems from section 6.1, numbers 51 through 75 odd. So there's going to be quite a few problems that we're going to go over. This is the biggest part of this section. So let's go ahead and get started here with a one-step equation that we're going to solve. D minus 3 is equal to a negative 24. We talked about the order of operations recently: parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction. When we simplify, we're going to go this way, and we simplify both sides individually before we get started solving. When we solve, we're going to go this way. We're going to use addition and subtraction property of equality first, and our multiplication and division property of equality. Then we're going to try and get rid of any exponents using roots or other exponents to get rid of them. Last, we'll solve for the x that's inside the expression in parentheses. We'll get to some more complicated things that may involve going further up the list this way, but most of the time we're just dealing with addition, subtraction, and multiplication and division. So each side is simplified already. We've combined all of our like terms on both sides. We're ready to use our addition subtraction property of equality to get the variable all by itself on the left-hand side. The opposite of subtracting 3 is adding 3. Get D by itself. Negative 24 plus 3 is a negative 21. Next problem we have is x divided by 5 is equal to negative 6. So we don't have any addition or subtraction on the left-hand side, so we're going to use multiplication to get rid of our division. And x is equal to a negative 30. Next, we have 9x equals a negative 63. So again, we're going to use multiplication or division here. We're going to divide by 9. X is equal to a negative 7. (11) equals negative 3t minus 4. I'm going to switch my sides of my equation here just because I like my variable on the left. So this is going to be a two-step equation because I'm going to use addition or subtraction first to isolate this variable part by adding 4 to both sides. And that gives me negative 3t is equal to 15. Then I'm going to divide both sides by my coefficient of negative 3. And t is going to be equal to a negative 5. It doesn't matter whether I would have solved that to say negative 5 is equal to t or t equals negative 5. They're equal to each other, but you're going to get the box to fill in is going to say t equals box, so I put the variable on the left-hand side just so it's easier for you to see what to fill in my labs. 8t minus 9 is equal to 6t minus 3. All of these examples so far have been conditional equations like we talked about before that have one answer to them. I'm going to try and get my variables on the left. I'm going to try and get my constants on the right here using addition and subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 6t. I'm going to add 9. And so that's going to be 8t minus 6t is equal to negative 3 plus 9. And that's going to be 2t is equal to 6. Divide both sides by 2. And t is equal to 3. You may see some examples of some contradictions that have no solution or some identities that have the solution as all real numbers in a little bit. Keep your eye out for those. X plus 18 minus 4x is equal to negative 6x minus 8 plus 6 minus x. So we're going to simplify both sides before we get started. X minus 4x is a negative 3x plus 18 is equal to, and then negative 6x minus x is a negative 7x. Negative 8 plus 6 is a negative 2. Now we're going to rearrange here to get our x's on the left and our constants on the right. This is going to be 4x is equal to a negative 16. And divide by 4. X is equal to a negative 4. Now we have 5 times the quantity 2n plus 2 equals 3 times the quantity 4n minus 10 plus 6n. So we're going to simplify both sides. 10n plus 10. And this is going to be 12n minus 30 plus 6n. 10n plus 10 equals 12 plus 6 is 18 n minus 30. And 10n minus 18n equals negative 30 minus 10. Negative 8n equals negative 40. Divide by negative 8. And n is equal to 5. Two ninths x plus 1/7 equals 2/7. So I'm going to subtract 1/7 from both sides. 2 ninths x equals 1/7. And then I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal here. 9 over 2. 9 over 2, that takes care of both my multiplication and my division together in one step. 9 times 1 is 9. 2 times 7 is 14. The reciprocal is when I flip the fraction over, it's the fraction that I would have to multiply by to get 1. It's also called the multiplicative inverse. X divided by 2 plus 3x equals 1/3. So this is really a 1/2 x plus 3 over 1x equals 1/3. I'm going to need to make this times 2 over 2. Since that's an x part, it needs to have the same denominator here. So 1/2 plus 6/2 x equals 1/3. So this is 7/2 x equals 1/3. And I'm going to multiply by 2 over 7, which is the reciprocal here. And x equals 2 over 21. And I have 2 6/10 x minus 14 4/10 is equal to 3 8/10. So I'm going to add 14 4/10 to both sides. And then I want to divide both sides by 2 6/10. So x is going to be equal to 182 divided by 26. So I can multiply this by 10 over 10 to slide that decimal place to the right and that decimal place to the right. Both are even numbers, so I'm going to reduce this. 91 over 13. And the question is, does 13 go into 91 evenly? And it does. It goes in 7 times. So x is equal to 7. Now I have 1/10 x plus 2/10 is equal to 4/10 x minus 7 6/10. We can clear the decimals here if we would like to start off with by multiplying both sides by 10 and shifting the decimal points to make this x plus 2 equals 4x minus 76. That's really the same problem. So let's make this x minus 4x equals negative 76 minus 2. Negative 3x is equal to negative 78. And divide by negative 3. X is equal to a negative divided by a negative as a positive. 3 goes into 7 2 times with 1 left over. 3 goes into 18 6 times. And the answer is 26. Four times x plus 2 minus 1 is equal to 4 times x minus 3. 4x plus 8 minus 1 is equal to 4x minus 12. 4x plus 7 is equal to 4x minus 12. I subtract 4x and then subtract 7. 4x minus 4x equals negative 12 minus 7. 0 equals negative 19. Nope, that never happens. So there's no solution to this equation. No matter what x value you try and put in there, the equation is always false. Let's solve this equation. This is going to be our last one for this video. 16 times x plus 5 is equal to 4 times 4x plus 3 plus 68. 16 plus, and then 5 times 16 is 80. And then this is going to be, that was 16x. This is 16x plus 12 plus 68. That's an equal sign. 16x plus 80 equals 16x plus, and that's also 80. So this is an identity because they're identically equal. So this is the solution is all real numbers. All right. That's it for 6.1. We'll come back and start to talk about 6.2 next time. I'll see you for the next video.